Hey guys, it is Joshua Reviews, and as you saw the title of the video, right? We're still on the Halloween franchise. So we got done with Halloween 5, Halloween 6. So, which one is next? Well, the one that we were watching next is Halloween H20, 20 years later. Admittedly, this is probably the worst title of the films. Halloween H2O, that's literally water. Well, fun fact. Did you know that this film's release was the starting point of the trend where they would release the films before October? I believe Halloween Resurrection was released in June. Why? I don't know. I guess they were just like, hey, let's release these films in summer for some reason. So H2O kind of has a fitting theme. Anyways, so yeah, H2O. So after sequel after sequel after sequel, disappointing many, they're like, hey, scrap it. We're gonna make Halloween 7, whatever, straight to video. And if you know horror franchises, when they go to straight to video, it's not a good sign. No. It's just like how the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise moved to Netflix after the failed requel, and then damn it, it was close. Anyways, that's never happened before. Interesting. We have a guest star, Mr. Fly. Anyways. Yeah, Mr. Fly. Anyways, so that all changed when Jamie Lee Curtis signed on for the film. And essentially, this is 20 years later. Michael somehow survived the fire from the sequel and is tracking down in this timeline, still his sister. Which John Carpenter has gone on to say, which he regrets doing, since Michael Myers was always meant to be, this image of fear and he's this person who just kills for no reason. He doesn't do it for, killing his family members or whatnot, So, H2O, how is it? Well, if you don't know, this movie's, track record, it gets a little, when it came out, it was praised. It was praised like hell. We were like, it was the best Halloween sequel. But over the years, people have kind of grown to have mixed feelings on this film. Some love it, some hate it, some think it's okay. And then you have people like me who just think, yeah, it's good, but it's not my favorite. It's just like Halloween 2. It's, in terms of the good Halloween films, Halloween 2 is easily the lowest on the list. In fact, there are 13 films in the franchise. Obviously, I haven't seen Ends yet. But I'd probably rank this, and guys might hate this. You guys might hate me on this. But I probably would rank it at number 9, which is, yeah. I'm sorry. So, anyways, with that out of the way, I'm sorry, guys. Halloween 2 is just okay. I'm getting off track. So, anyways, H2O. I think it's okay. Honestly, it's okay. The thing that I like about this film is the fact that they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back. The fact that she returned for this film at all was just insane, because she didn't want to do any of the other sequels. That's why they created Jamie for Halloween 4, 5, and 6. Before they killed her off. But the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis returned to this film was her way of saying thank you to the fans for being so loyal, and it was 20 years later. So it was like, yeah, it was a big deal when this film came out. And I like the fact that she's back. She does a great job at playing Jamie Lee Curtis. Today is just an off day for me. She does a great job playing Laurie Strode, who has suffered trauma from the events of 1 and 2 in this timeline. And you really feel that. You really feel the emotional weight that she's carrying, that it's been 20 years later and she has this constant fear, as well as regret that Michael Myers might come back, and because they never found his body. She has to take care of a son, and she's she's a single mother. They don't really explain where her husband was, other than he was like a deadbeat. So she's like, she has to take care of her son. She's very strict. She's very fearful, and you feel the weight, and it's really well done. And the acting from Jamie Lee Curtis and everyone is really, really good. Josh, who plays John in this film, he does a good job. I bought their the daughter-son relationship, and how, you know, he wants to get out, spread his wings and fly, be let out of that cocoon. You know, he wants to get out and see the world, or honestly, he just wants to stay at the school and just bang his girlfriend, you know. So I bought the relationship as the, you know, the mother and son relationship. Michael Myers, he's good in the film, and I'll get into that in a minute. Cinematography's great. Story's good. And okay, so here's the problem that I have with this film, and I think Dr. Wolfula even said in his review, the movie had a lot of production issues. And where that's noticeable is with Michael Myers. If you pay close attention to the film, his mask changes a lot. Everyone is shit on the one scene where it's a CGI mask. It's pretty fucking bad. It's very noticeable. There are a lot of different reshoots with different masks because a lot of people didn't like that mask or didn't like that one. And honestly, none of the masks were good. None of the masks were good. I think there was only one decent one, and that was like used for one scene. That was like a fixed up Halloween 6 mask that they used for one show. It was like towards the beginning. Michael Myers in this film, and Dr. Wolfula said this in his review, he just kind of is there. He's not really a threat. He doesn't really do much until the final act, and honestly, Michael Myers is just kind of underplayed, and the whole point of the movie is that he's supposed to be this walking, menacing figure who, you know, sibling who's trying to kill his sister 20 years later, but, you know, he's just kind of there until the third act, where things start to get going, and Jamie Lee Curtis and, you know, Laurie Strode and Michael Myers have this brawl, which is epic. The fight's amazing. I think everyone has praised the hell out of it, and it's easily like one of the best moments in the franchise. Would I say it's the best fight? I don't know. I haven't seen ends yet, so I don't know if that fight's any better. All I know is that this fight was really epic. I showed my friends the fight scene, or I showed my friends the movie, and they loved it. They loved this film, and they loved the fight scene. They were like cheering. And I heard when this movie came out, a lot of other people were cheering. So that's good. It's good to hear. This is a good fight scene. And there's a lot of buildup to it, and it works. I just wish Michael Myers was kind of there a little bit more, and he looked a little better. The main problem is that you can see the eye holes. Like, and the whole idea with the mask is that, you know, you can't really see the eyes. You know what I mean? You can't really see the eyes. The whole idea of the mask is that the mask is supposed to just be pale, blank. It could be anyone. Michael Myers is a shape. He is the embodiment of pure evil. It can be anyone. Anyone could snap just like that and, you know, start killing. It's supposed to be scary. But in this one, you get a good look at his eyes, and it just kind of looks goofy. Not only that, the story in this film, for the most part, is good, but not a lot is done in the film. I already said that I buy the mother and son relationship between John and Laurie Strode. But other than that, like, they have like maybe a few interactions, and it's believable and it works, but nothing really, like, there's no groundbreaking story arc with the characters that doesn't really go anywhere. This probably has the most forgettable characters in any Halloween film, and yes, that's saying a lot considering we have bad films like Resurrection, Halloween 6, Halloween 5, with that stupid shit that screams da-da-da-da-da-da, and of course Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. It's like, really? The worst? Like, they're not bad. All the actors do a good job. They do what they did a good job with their performance and what they were given, but they don't really do that much, and you just, like, when Michael kills them, you're just like, And also, for people who are a fan of Michael Myers killing people, this probably has some of the weakest kills in any of the franchise. There's only like 3 noteworthy ones, and that's the first one with the Oh shoot, the ice skate and the head and the hanging lamp girl. She gets her legs crushed on a dumbwaiter. And the last one is obviously, spoiler alert, Michael Myers getting his head decapitated. Those three are like the only good ones. The rest are off screen, or they're just like, you know. Overall, the thing that I, the movie's good. It's a good film, but I will say this: it's an hour and 27 minutes. But the film does feel a little bit longer, and that's not a good thing because not a lot is done with the premise. You know what I mean? Like, it has so much room and so much potential to do all this stuff, and not a lot is done with it. And it's a little disappointing. I'd say the first act is really good. Second act is kind of like the middle act. The third act is phenomenal. So it's kind of a bumpy road, but the film overall is good. And I'm not saying it's a bad film. I'm just saying it has some problems. A movie can have a shit ton of problems, but still be enjoyable, or at the very least, have some really good elements that make it a good film. And this is a good film. So I'm going to give it a B-. So I'm kind of in the middle with it. It's like, it's a good film. It's got some great moments, great scenes, great stuff, but it does have some problems that kind of have me rank it lower on the list of my Halloween ranking, but it's a good film. It's a good return to basics, or, with Jamie Lee Curtis returning. It's good. Dang, my dog is, what are you doing? I'm gonna go see what that is, but it's a good film. Check it out. Now it's time to watch Hell. Okay, I need to bring you with.